What's on your mind today?
So I heard this rumor about the building next to my shop today.
Really?
Yeah.
What
So
is it?
2 doors down, not 3 doors down like the band, but 2 doors down, the knockoff.
Man,
There's
that's a good band.
I'm here at the barbershop, so are you. And then there's a building right next door that's all HUD housing. And then there's a building past that, 2 doors down, that they're gonna do like a little coffee shop, and the lady owns a no matter what. Okay, so they're renovating this old building 2 doors down. In between my shop and her place is HUD housing, where it's like $600 a month rent, and like, you know, it's just the trashy people that you can have. And but it really doesn't bother my shop at all. Like, it doesn't like hurt the curb appeal really, because people pull up into my parking lot, they don't even notice. But I do see some characters every once in a while. Like, a guy may, like, I've seen about a handful of times, I've seen a person maybe strung out or something go by, and I'm like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of just like wave at them, and they don't know I exist. Hey, you need any help there, guy?
They'll dig in your trash? Is that what you just said?
No. I never said that.
What did you just say?
I didn't say anything about digging trash at all.
I totally just like zoned out for a second. So
we're less than 2 minutes in the podcast that you zoned out on.
I'm tired, dude. I told you I'm tired. So but you said they'll walk by and you'll wave, and they'll wave back, and you said just to show them to not do that?
Yeah, I was like, hey, you know, don't get strung out. Don't be so strung
okay.
out.
That's
Don't
where I
do
was
that.
like, I was kind of like, what do you mean? Don't walk on your street? Like, dude, just because they're in HUD housing, they're allowed to walk on the sidewalk too outside your shop.
I don't agree with that entirely.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry for like throwing you off there for a minute. But
People that live on HUD housing don't listen to Today's Prey, and if they do, quit it.
Stop it. You're not allowed to. It's not for you.
No, you're too poor.
Broke ass bitch.
You were given a iPhone by the government. We don't like you.
Listen to the AM radio or something, bro.
AM radio 1000.6.
I'm pretty sure WVQ is still playing.
I'm joking.
That's FM, bro. I'm joking. But so apparently they were renovating that building over there 2 doors down, and they apparently when they first started renovating it, they like went outside, and they saw like a person running around naked.
What?
And then a little later, they saw 2 people running their genitals into each other.
Hell yeah!
On outside their door, outside their building.
That's so
and so they built a fence.
They built a fence.
They built a fence right there. It's a brand new fence, so they didn't have to see the genitalia rubbing up against each other with a couple of freaking homeless.
You gotta watch that. That's the beauty.
Well, that's stuff. The funny part is, like, if I saw someone like outdoors having intercourse outdoors, I would find something to throw at them. You know what I mean?
I would like spy. I'd be like, what the hell's going on over there?
I would like watch, and if it's lasting longer than expected, which is like expected is like 3 minutes. Yeah. I would watch for 3 minutes. If it lasted longer than that, what a champ.
First off, hats off to you.
Yeah. Congratulations. Unless you're super high and you just can't get your rocks off, then sorry, bud. But I guess he was having like sex on the hood of some car over there. Wow. Couple of homeless or crackheads were over there cranking them out on each other. And I would have just found something. I would have like thrown rocks at them.
Imagine the slime secreting from their pores.
Can you imagine? You know, he's not going to quit.
No. Not till he's done.
Not till she's done either. Because actually, homeless people and crackheads are
givers.
Yep.
And they're always gonna let the girl make sure that
they make sure she finishes first. But it's funny that that was a story I heard from a 50-some-year-old man today that knows that person. They're like, yeah, there's a couple of crackheads over there bumping uglies on the top of a car, and then they built a fence. And I thought just now, a little bit ago, I was thinking, if it was just Trump really wanted to build that wall, all they had to do is like do some propaganda where they were just having sex along the where they were going to build the wall. They were just having a bunch of crackheads having sex on the other side of the border. They could have just started some propaganda like that. Everybody was like, "Yeah, we got to build that wall."
Yeah, maybe.
One Mexican crackhead couple away from building a wall across the entire United States.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it was all going to be propaganda.
Right. Proper gander is what it sounds like. What you're spitting right now is gander. That's maybe improper gander because you're kind of talking like a loony person.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Let's say we're here at the barbershop looking out the window and we see one dude and he's wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, but he has a t-shirt over top of that long sleeve t-shirt. And he's got his jeans down to his ankles.
Sounds like a normal guy so far.
And on a toboggan. And he's got a Pepsi can in his hand too. And he's got his pants down at his ankles and he's just giving it to another homeless person.
Giving what?
The penis.
But his pants are, I thought you were saying that his pants were long enough to touch his ankles.
No. Like his pants are at his feet. Like he's naked.
His pants have dropped down to his ankles, not his pants go down to his ankles.
Okay, that's on me.
Yeah, I thought you were like describing a guy that was in the early 2000s style.
No. I'm talking homeless guy. Pants down around his feet.
Yeah.
Wiener out, making sex to another homeless person.
Right in front of the shop?
Yeah. How long do you watch that before going, okay, we're not going to watch this anymore? Or how long would it take for you to call the police?
I'm not calling the police.
Okay, how many days before you just have somebody like just in the parking lot? You're never ever going to call the police on...
No, if I see it right outside my shop, in front of my window, I'm going to walk outside and say, hey, what's up?
You start talking to them.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, not much, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just fucking.
And then I'm going to push him over. Because his pants are around his ankles. I'll just keep pushing him down. He'll never get his pants back up.
What if he gets his wiener juice on you?
That's second to my concern. It's more about just keep pushing him over so he learns his lesson.
I've heard that.
Remember?
I've heard that their outside sex, when you get the juice on your skin, it's acidic.
I never heard that.
Well,
doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah. Have you ever made love outside?
Have I? I don't think so.
Outside in the fresh open sky.
No, but I believe that it's probably better for your balls.
It's where if gravity turned off, you would just be floating into the stars. I'm saying like no tent, no house, no walls around you. You're banging, having sex outside. Have you ever done that?
No. But I think it would be better for your balls. My balls have not seen my balls. The only time my balls see the outside world is when I'm taking a shower. My balls have no air.
Yeah.
They get no air. And I think if it's good for you to have your balls to get some air every once in a while.
Oh, it's absolutely great.
Really, you really should sun your balls.
If you think about it, that area is so covered up so much. If it got too much air, it might get like windburn or possibly chafed.
Oh, well, it would be the opposite of chafed. It would definitely not be as smooth, that's for sure.
Yeah, it would end up just becoming a rickety old piece of skin like the rest of your body.
Yeah, not down with that. I definitely don't want to reach down and pull my rickety old sack skin off my rickety old thigh skin, because that would just be gross.
That'd be disgusting. Ugh. I don't even want to think about it.
I think that's what homeless balls look like, though.
Okay, now that we've talked about sex outside and homeless people, the usual stuff we talk about on the podcast, let's push it to the side. Get it.
You're the one that started that.
Get it over there. Push it away. No, I'm not. You're the one that started talking about homeless people having sex.
I'm talking about business.
You're talking about your neighbors being homeless and having sex.
I was talking about coincidentally, some part of the conversation was somebody having sex outside on a car that happened to be a crackhead, and they built a wall.
Yeah.
So I was saying that if someone needs a wall built, they should do some propaganda to say there's people having sex on the other side of the border of wherever you want to build a wall. That way, people are more for building the wall so you don't see all the sex time.
This podcast is so politically charged right now. If anybody would touch the door of the shop, they'd get shocked with static electricity.
Yeah.
That's how politically charged our podcast is right now.
Protons.
Protons. Okay, so take all that homeless sex, political mumbo jumbo, crumble it up, get it out of here. We're on to the next thing.
Apparently, Jake doesn't like talking about.
You say the word Trump, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing that on this podcast. Wrap it up, buddy.
What about Tiana Trump? She's a porn star.
Got a fast call.
She got a fast call.
And she works hard.
Tiana Trump.
She's a porn star.
She's a porn star that drives a fast car. She got a sports car.
And it works. She works hard.
Drives a fast car. Tiana Trump.
I wanted to get all that stuff.
Just get it out of the way.
Because
now, what do you want to talk about?
Because I
fucking spit it out.
Psoriasis.
Because I wanted to talk about own psoriasis today.
I want to tell you about, my psoriasis has been acting up a lot. So maybe you can announce that out on the podcast. No, dude, I got my purple belt this week in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But before we even talk about that, let's put the segment we do right here. We're inserting the segment right here. Let's get this shit out of the way.
Let's just take the one segment we have and get it out of the way.
Let's just take this one thing that everybody look forward to and just get it over.
Get it over with. This fucking shit sucks.
This fucking shit. I'm probably gonna get the one that says Apple.
Oh, you're probably gonna get the one that says Apple Snapple, Crapple-a-dapple.
Right, I got mine in my hand. You go ahead and grab yours. We're gonna read.
We're running out of words here.
I know.
I guess I get to do it next time.
Yeah, you do.
That was easy.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Vampire.
Astronaut.
Okay. This could get a little bit Ocean Galaxy crazy if you ask me.
Ocean Galaxy crazy. There's some fish and they're in the ocean.
Ready, Freddy? Let me put my hat on backwards. Now I'm ready to rap.
You definitely look like you're ready to rap.
It's impossible to know a real vampire.
Are they real or not?
It's impossible to know.
Are vampires real or are they not? I'm just a fucking stupid astronaut. Up on the moon, I'm near Mars. I'm on Mercury counting the stars. I don't give a fuck where you are. I just need to ask you one question. Are vampires real? Are vampires real?
I'm down here on Earth, looking through the shadows, looking for the dudes with more blood than usual. I want a plumpy little hoe, I wanna drain him slow, I wanna sink my fangs in his throat, I want him to die on a boat while I'm drinking his blood and looking at the moon. I don't want him to feel, but I got a question. Are astronauts real? Are astronauts real? Are astronauts real? As I'm draining this human of all of his blood. Astronauts real?
Are vampires real?
Astronauts real?
Are vampires real?
Astronauts real? Are astronauts real?
Sometimes I look at the Big Dipper and I wonder, is a vampire Dipper too.
Looking at the Big Dipper, thinking of
Do vampires have Fu Manchus?
Just shaved one last night. I just shaved one last night.
Shaved a Fu Manchu off your lip. Wait, I think I just heard a vampire spit. I swear I heard it, cause it sounded thick. It didn't sound like spit, it sounded like blood. It sounded like he spit it into the mud. Are vampires real? Are vampires real?
I need to sit and contemplate. Will an astronaut's blood coagulate in my throat? If I was on the spaceship sucking on bro. If I had an astronaut in my hand, would he show me the Grand Dipper? I don't know. I wish I could hold his hand though. And I want him to show me Venus and Mercury and Uranus. You know, I want an astronaut to show me Pluto. I want to hold his hand, then suck his blood, then absorb his powers and fly through the space at 110 miles per hour. Or whatever spaceships go. Are astronauts real?
Are vampires real?
I don't know if an astronaut's real or not, but I like to think of astronauts.
Vampires are real things, I swear.
Astronauts floating in the air. That was fun. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed listening to Vampires and Astronauts.
I'm so sick of coughing.
That's a song that we put together on the spot and it ended up working out. But yeah, dude, I got my purple belt this week in jiu-jitsu.
I know. That means you've been at least training for at least 4 years, right?
I've been out here getting it. Oh yeah, I've been training for more than 4 years. I've been training for 5.5 years now.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. Started in 2018. It's 2023, motherfucker. Yeah, you used to do jiu-jitsu, but then you got your black belt in like, what, a month?
Yeah. Well, that's the funniest thing is when somebody goes like, yeah, man, he's a black belt. My friend was a black belt in jiu-jitsu whenever we were growing up, and he got kicked in the head in a tournament and broke his cranium, and then he never got to do jiu-jitsu again. Literally a story I heard 4 weeks ago.
So awesome.
And I'm thinking, the guy just doesn't know what words he's saying.
Yeah.
Someone told him something.
He probably knew a guy.
And he's repeating it.
He probably knew a guy that did a martial art, and he just decided to call it jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
In that moment to tell the story.
And isn't it funny how like people, it's like one of the biggest things practiced by adults. It's probably one of the largest sports that's practiced by adults.
Right. And in this day and age, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I say, okay, that's kind of a wordsmithy thing to say because practiced by adults, yeah, probably. If I said sport played by adults, it wouldn't be. But it's like you kind of just practice it. You don't really play it.
Yeah. You only play it whenever you compete.
I guess, yeah. In a way.
It is playful, but it's always practice, I guess.
It's kind of funny because whenever I see you and your friends rolling around doing jiu-jitsu, I like to picture you guys as a couple of kittens.
Yeah. It's kind of what it's like.
And you're kind of like fighting over yarn.
We definitely are fighting over yarn. We're fighting over who can talk
purple
more
yarn.
shit, I guess.
Yeah. So how does it make you feel to be a purple belt?
It feels decent to finally be a purple belt, but it does definitely, like, now that I have that belt, I like got that achievement. It definitely makes me want to like it kind of is a kick in the pants to start like studying jiu-jitsu again instead of just doing it, like just showing up to class and just rolling around. It makes me want to like learn some other shit. So it is kind of a good thing. But I'm also just stoked that I got my purple belt. And I already told you how our buddy Ethan passed down his old purple belt to me, which was kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't really like you that much, it was kind of special for him to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a really weird motherfucker. He doesn't like me, but he gave me his purple belt. It's like,
he was like, "Hey,
you know why he probably gave me his purple belt?
Because he probably wiped his ass with it."
Well, he's like so insecure about the colors like pink and purple and fuchsia and magenta. He wanted to get as far away from purple as he could, so he's like, I got to get this thing away from me. I'm going to give it to Jake.
You lost me at fuchsia. I didn't want to hear the rest of what you just said because I also don't like those colors.
You don't like fuchsia or magenta or purple or pink?
No, fuchsia sounds more. It sounds like it sounds like the color of what foreskin would be.
No,
it sounds
foreskin.
The way it says, the way it's said.
The color of foreskin is grim.
Grem.
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 Grelm.
Grelm.
No, you got it. It's Dutch. Grem.
What? A color? Grelm.
You my best friend.
Sound it out, dog. It's Dutch.
No, it's not.
It's a color. Grim. Not fuchsia. Fuchsia's pink, dude. Fuchsia's basically another pink.
And so is the foreskin.
How would you know? You don't have a foreskin. Oh, I'm Poppy over here talking big and bad like I have a foreskin. You haven't had a foreskin since you were born, motherfucker. You don't remember that. You don't even know what color it was.
You don't even know.
And when kids are born, whenever a baby's born, their dick looks all weird. And it's probably blue.
Why are you looking at baby dicks?
I remember my own baby dick when I was born.
Oh, I bet.
I do.
I'm joking.
Foreskinless motherfucker.
I wasn't born foreskinless. I had it too.
No, actually, that's wrong. You didn't have a foreskin. You were born without one. I was at least the baby going. I was going. Google, Gaga, take my foreskin off. And you were like, "What the fuck,
dude? Have we talked?
This was you. What the fuck?
Okay, this.
What the fuck?
Have we talked about
what the fuck
on the podcast? The time I saw the foreskin, what's the protest? The foreskin protest.
Yeah.
Have we talked about that on the podcast?
I don't know.
It's almost been 100 episodes. I don't know if we have or not. Anyways, one time, speaking of foreskin, me and my friend Brandon were driving around Morgantown, and there was a protest for like circumcision.
Yeah.
Circumcising babies.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, and he was wearing an all-white jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And he had its blood stain on where his wiener was. And he was holding up this big picket fence that was like, he was holding the sign up, and it said, I didn't have a choice. Like, he was mad that he didn't have his foreskin.
Yeah. And
and you know what was weird about this guy? Aside from his white jumpsuit, he had a big, long-ass beard. This wasn't a college student protesting his foreskin. This is an old man. 50 plus years of his life, he's still mad he doesn't have a foreskin.
Stewing over it.
Like, dude, you don't know what it was like. How do you know it wasn't a bad idea? How do you know it's such a bad thing?
Well, I met a guy the other day we were talking about foreskins, and he still has his. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yikes.
And he's like his mom just let him keep it because she didn't want it to like be. She's like, I don't want to like take it from him because he might want it. So he still has it because he wasn't going to get circumcised as an adult.
I had a friend once. His dad did that.
His dad took his foreskin off as an adult.
As an adult.
What, like with a buck knife?
No, he didn't do it. He went and had a doctor do it.
the dad didn't have the kids circumcised later in life. It was the dad just had his own foreskin taken away later in life.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That makes that's a lot more calm than mine. I was thinking some metal ass shit. It's like, all right, son, you're 18 now. I'm about to rip this foreskin off your fucking dick with a buck knife.
I mean, we're joking about that, but I think that there's cultures that do that.
Oh yeah.
When the boy becomes a man, he has to he has to skin himself. But anyway,
somebody Google that.
My friend's dad,
somebody in the chat Google that and send us a message.
Who was circumcised as an adult. Get this. This is the crazy part of this adult man deciding to become circumcised as an adult. This is the kicker. He said it was brutal and it was awful.
Yeah. Ugh.
No fucking duh.
I want to tell you a story that
you have to walk out of surgery with what you've had your whole life just cut off, basically.
Yeah. So it's crazy that we're talking about circumcision because my brother told me this story.
You get circumcised.
Yeah. You're a circumcision. You're a circumcision.
You're wicked
circumcision. You're right. Circumnavigate the circumcision.
Anyway.
My best friend.
Circumcision.
Circumcision.
So he was my brother's been reading his Bible more lately. He decided he has always done that, but he decided I'm going to read it from the beginning to the end. Okay?
Okay.
And there's some freaking metal ass shit in the Bible, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm about to tell you a story that is so fucking hardcore. You won't believe it. So, okay.
Hit me with it.
Okay. So I'm just going to do like the layman's version because I don't know all the names. So there's this prince and he rapes this guy's daughter. And then the prince eventually, everyone gets mad, right? The whole family's like, what the heck? Why'd you rape the daughter? And he goes, well, I want to let you know, like, I know it was wrong to rape your daughter, but I really do like her. I really like her. What can I do to make it up to you guys and your family for raping her so that she can be my wife? And the dad was like, oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess we could make it so it's like both of our clans can have each other's women. You know what I mean? Like they weren't allowed to like breed each other's women, basically. They were like, hey, we can't marry your women, you can't marry our women, but now we can. So they're like, okay, that sounds good, but our women are not allowed to have sex with men who aren't circumcised. So if you're in your whole tribe or whatever, and it's like a city of people, like hundreds of people. If you guys circumcise your wieners, then you can have my daughter as your wife. And the prince is like, hell yeah, that sounds good. So they go home and they all cut their foreskins off.
What?
And then, so the daughter has two brothers. And so without the dad knowing, they go, that whole tribe goes home, cuts their foreskins off. And it says on the third day when all that whole city was in pain, all the men were in pain, those two brothers snuck in and fucking killed them all.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Without the dad knowing. So they just like, hey, well, all their dicks are bleeding. I guess we'll just go in there. They'll be easy for the pick and we'll just fucking stab them all.
What? That is pretty fucking metal.
Isn't that crazy?
That's hardcore, dude.
I just thought it was funny. It's like, hey, I also thought the beginning it was funny. It's like, hey, I'm sorry I raped her, but I do like her.
It's like, yeah, like that's
it's like, you know what? We'll forgive that.
Like that's the
just
good
cut your
excuse.
Just cut your dick off. Yeah. We'll be good.
It's like, okay.
I just like, dude, that's fucking metal as shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, There's a lot of stuff in the Bible that's metal, and it's awesome. And that's...
Have you ever read it?
Yeah. Like the whole thing?
Yeah. Like
no.
From cover to cover.
No.
We should
no one does that. There's very few people that do that.
We should do that.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I just heard a story about a guy convincing a whole city to cut all their dicks off.
Hey, you make it through Leviticus, you're a saint. Because it's awful.
What's it about?
Actually, no. Acts. Go through Acts and tell me if you love, because it's all about the laws. There's just hundreds and hundreds of laws you have to read through, and it's awful. I'm pretty sure it's Acts. Yeah. I was in Bible study, bro, in my church, and we had to read a book, one of the books every year, and do studies on it and questions, and then I had to do competitions.
You had to do a Bible study competition?
Yeah.
What does that entail?
It's basically trivia for the Bible. And they ask you a bunch of questions, and then you say the right one. It's like Jeopardy. It's like Jeopardy, Bible Jeopardy.
Were you good at it?
No, I didn't read any of it. I just showed up because my mom made me.
Dang, dude. Your mom made you read Leviticus?
She didn't make me do anything. It's just a thing that everyone in the church did.
Was it like forceful?
No.
Did she like handcuff you and like duct tape your eyelids open and like hold a book in front of you and make you read it?
No, it was not Clockwork Orange, the Christian version. I did not get shock therapy into Leviticus.
Yeah, okay. Just wondering.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The story you just told me that your brother read sounds pretty badass. So I think, maybe all those laws that you were talking about having to read through, maybe that's just the buildup for the good shit.
Maybe. Maybe.
I remember one of my cousins would sit in church and he'd read Revelations.
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of bad. Like he was being a bad kid.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, bro, you can't read the Bible while we're at church.
It's
Even though you're reading Revelations, like that's like we're all like gonna die in that, and we're here at church with family. We're about to go home and have like lunch meat sandwiches and Doritos, but you're just here reading Revelations where we're all going to perish.
Talking about pits.
Yeah.
And demons and stuff that look like bats.
I just watched a movie about Revelation.
What?
It's called Knock at the Cabin. It's got,
I've never seen it.
Do you know who Batista is? That actor / WWE wrestler?
Yeah, he's in Dune.
He's the man. I love his acting. He's a badass actor. He's also in that Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner too.
He's in a lot of movies that I like.
You know what my favorite version of Batista is?
Huh.
Him wearing glasses.
Just glasses, Batista?
Yeah, like in Blade Runner, he's wearing glasses, and he's like the big muscle guy, but he's just like, looks like a gentle old man when he wears these glasses. He's wearing glasses in that movie I watched, Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
And he's like a
Cabin in the Woods.
Or Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
He's like a guidance counselor or like a gym teacher or something for some kids. But he's real gentle, and it's like he's just cool. He's just a cool guy. But Knock at the Cabin was about these 4 people basically have visions of the end of the world. And they're also they're guided to this family. It's 2 men and their daughter, and the 4 people are like kind of holding them hostage and saying, hey, the end of the world is coming, and you guys have to sacrifice one of you guys or the world will end. And there's like 3 or 4 different like plagues that are coming.
Yeah.
And every time they ask him, like, all right, we're going to have your decision. If you say no, one of the plagues is going to be released. So basically, the family thinks that these 4 people are crazy people. So they obviously don't do it until the very, very end. And they do or don't do it. I'm not going to tell you. But it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting movie.
Are there any plagues that happened?
I said plague in kind of like just a
in an Egyptian way. I understand.
Yeah, I said plague just kind of like as a placeholder word, but I meant like the first thing that happens is like tidal waves.
Yeah.
And just like
Does it happen?
Yeah, it happens.
So they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is getting real.
Then the second thing that happens is an actual plague, like people getting sick.
Oh yeah.
And then the third thing that happens is all of like the planes start falling out of the sky and crashing and starting fires, and like lightning bolts are also hitting the earth. So like the earth's kind of catching on fire.
I'm a plane and I'm tired. The plague, that one plague was like tired planes.
Like bitch planes.
Ooh, I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm being overworked.
But
planes on strike? What the fuck?
in the end, it all figures itself out. And I am not going to tell you how.
I'm joking.
Okay, I'm going to tell you how. Okay. I'm just kidding again.
Juggle them boys.
What's up, fish for
Juggle
fingers?
them boys.
Hey, fish for fingers.
I got butterfingers today.
Dude. So.
At the end of the world, it's pretty sketchy sometimes.
Yeah, every once in a while, the end of the world happens.
People think it does.
Kind of like how I know this is such a strange side quest, but did you hear about Bob Huggins?
No.
Recently?
No. What happened?
He dropped an F-bomb.
Oh fuck.
Nope, not that one.
Oh man.
On a radio show.
No way.
2 of them.
What?
And so they came out with so he was on a Cincinnati radio show because he used to coach at Cincinnati. He was talking about Xavier, and he called them Catholic F words.
Come on, Bob.
So speaking of end of the world, this year our basketball team is supposed to be like the best team we've ever had. And we're like, oh God, here he goes out and says Catholic F words to everybody, making fun of basically Catholics, but also gay people, by the way. But everybody took it as the gay way because that's the word, that's the real offensive one.
Right.
But really he was talking about Catholics in a different way, which is really weird. Yeah. Anyways, nobody's mad about the Catholic part, but they are mad about the gay part, which is okay. I understand. Well, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
If it was up to me, all words would be off limits.
All words.
Yeah. And then 3 years max, they don't mean anything, and then we're on with our lives, and we never have to worry about words again. Back to the story of Bob Huggins. He says that when we have the best team of all time coming up, the best portal class of all time, and then so now $1 million of his paycheck every year now goes to WVU LGBTQ community, or the rights people with WVU. Then he has to take a sensitivity class, an LGBTQ sensitivity class, and so do all the other coaches at WVU. So he just like screwed everybody into having to do like more work.
Okay, so this is hilarious because this kind of like this involves like everybody on earth.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Huggins, aside from what he did, is like a really great coach.
Really good guy too.
Apparently.
Yes.
I've heard that as well. Like a seemingly a good person and a great coach. But I don't even care about the good person thing.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about like the dude's smart.
Right.
Smart.
Right.
He's smart at coaching.
Right.
He can make those guys do whatever he can on the court.
Yep.
But he's a smart guy, but what a fucking idiot.
Well,
to use a word like that, to say that.
Rookie move.
Like idiot. Like such a smart guy in coaching world, but that can apply to anybody.
So the funny thing is what they were talking about on this show is that Cincinnati and Xavier was a huge rivalry, and he was the coach of Cincinnati, and he's talking to these Cincinnati people on the radio, and they're talking about how I guess Xavier used to throw dildos out on the court at them. They would just like have giant dildos and they'd throw them out on the court. And they started talking to him about that. And then they started talking to him about that whole rivalry. And also Bob Huggins knows these people.
Yeah.
Doing the show with them.
Yeah.
So one, it's not very fair to start bringing up that crazy stuff.
Right.
And then people say that it's on a radio show, so you can't tell, but it was like just a random radio show. It was only like for a few minutes. And it may have been speculated he may have been a little intoxicated while doing the show. Wow. So him having, if that's true, him having a few drinks and then jumping on a radio show basically just ruined his entire end of his reputation. Now, he did he got 3-game suspension, like $1 million taken away from him every year, and a couple of other things, which he doesn't need the money. I'm sure he needs the money for what his lifestyle is like, but he doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd like it. But, he apologized right away after,
absolutely,
within an hour, but he just wasn't thinking. The guys just kind of baited him into being... Like if just you and me were talking without the microphones, not saying we're just going to drop a bunch of crazy words on each other, but we're not going to be near as crazy as on the internet as we are in person. That's just how it is. I don't care what you guys say. We're wackier outside of here.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so the end of the world is near, buddy.
Smart guy. I'm sure he's good at his craft, but what a dummy, too. Just a dummy.
Can you imagine doing that by accident after being so successful for so many years, then just going, Catholic F-words. Just a couple of times, and then everybody's like, what a friggin' jerk. Oh, and everybody goes, he said Catholic F-words. He never did any. And I don't care at all if he gave $20 million to cancer research.
Yeah,
I don't care about that or all the things he's done for people.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, dude, there's some freaking. If he would have gotten fired, there would have been some mob shit happening because, they have all these different companies put money into this Country Roads Trust or whatever. So they pay the players now. They pay the...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they pay players millions of dollars to play basketball in college.
Really?
Yeah. So they basically paid to have the best players show up this year that they could possibly get. And then he freaking does that. And if you would have gotten fired for something like that, or that's why they didn't fire him, I'm sure. But if he would have, somebody was dying. Somebody was going to die. Yeah. There's too many people's money at stake for that shit.
Right.
So that's some crazy stuff.
That is crazy.
I think that's what's going to happen to somebody one of these days is they're like, oh man, somebody made such and such a mistake and somebody's going to get knocked off.
Yeah.
Or cranked out.
Knocked off or cracked out. Dude, that's what that's one of the thousands of reasons I love doing a podcast with you is you keep me updated. You keep me updated on current events.
That's the most current event. That's what I've been talking about in the barbershop for the past 2 days.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because that's it. The people are talking about it like it's the end days. Like they're so worried about it.
Yeah.
When I said all I care about, the only reason that Coach Huggins...
Are they saying end days for real?
No. Let's just clip this real quick, okay? Clip this. This is a hot take. The only reason that I care about that I am affected by Coach Huggins saying Catholic F words on live radio is that if they take away the Huggy Bear from Tudor's, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Is that why it's called that?
Huggy Bear, of course.
I thought it was just a silly name that they wanted you to order at the drive-thru to make you sound silly.
It's Huggins, Huggy Bear. That's his name.
Oh, God, dude. I had no idea. I love that sandwich.
So if they take it away or have to call something else, I'm going to be so confused.
That's going to suck, dude. I always hate having to order the Huggy Bear at Tudor's because it sounds silly, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like down in like Huntington, they have the one called the Thundering Herd and all the other stuff.
I try to stay out of Huntington.
I know, yeah, because here I'm talking about
sucks.
There's sex all over the street in Huntington.
Yeah,
dude. The more methamphetamine there is, the more sex on the street there is, and that's a direct correlation.
Yeah.
Show me that graph.
Can't argue with the facts.
Nope. Those lines go side by side, buddy.
Yep. That's a parallelogram.
Okay, here's meth. Here's sex on the street. Venn diagram, Huntington.
Yep. Do you have any announcements for the podcast?
I still like Coach Huggins. I don't care.
Yeah,
I still like him. People make mistakes.
People make mistakes, yeah.
And
for sure.
And I'm not saying no one's saying what he did was correct. I'm just saying people are allowed to have a mulligan. Give a guy a mulligan.
Yeah.
You know?
Second
and now if he was a big piece of shit, if he was literally just a big piece of shit and nobody liked him, then yeah, just get rid of his ass. Yeah. But that's not the case. As far as I know he's a little dry.
If he was a Nazi, get him out of there.
Right. Or an alien.
Get him the fuck out of here.
If he was the alien from Space Jam that has all the little guys turn into the NBA players.
I'm on stars.
Yeah, but the big guy, what's the big guy's name? Does he have a name? In Space Jam? Like the big alien?
I don't remember.
The chubby one? I don't know either. But if he was like that, get him out.
Yeah. Give us a follow on Instagram. It's Today's Spray. Give us a follow on TikTok. Today's Spray Podcast. Check out our motherfucking YouTube also. And give us a motherfucking subscribe button. Yeah.